That's our created purpose. And you get it right out of Genesis 1 and 2. Once you understand it, you realize this is the God of life. And life is to know God in an intimate relationship. By the way, what we were given to do was just what we were supposed to do was to be life givers. Just in the image of God. And we had our role in our participation to have dominion. We would have healthy, that is, healing relationships. Relationships that would deepen and grow, and we would be more open to each other. That's where intimacy is. You know, what's the one ingredient you have to have intimacy? Trust. Trust. That's why all of this hinges on relationships of trust. Because it's the glue of relationships. Right? If you don't trust, the relationship grows weaker. So, in Genesis 3, with this understanding, when they were created, and it says they were naked and unashamed, the word for naked, I gotta go over here. Naked is what? Arumim, but it's plural. The im is plural. So they were naked, you might say. And that is, they were naked physically, emotionally, relationally, cognitively, and spiritually. Open to each other, open to God, open to creation. They were innocent. They were new and operating holistically the way they were designed. And that's why when you get at the end of chapter 2, you are in awe. When you really listen, you're in awe. You go, wow, what a picture of God. And what an amazing picture of humanity. God counts us as His priceless treasures. We have the very stamp of God's image. We are God's representatives, so that the way we nurtured and took care of creation would be what creation would come to know about God. Animals, by the touch of our hand, by the care and nurturing that we give. Animals would come to know what God is like. What an awesome role. And that's what we say, right? If we represent God to the world. That wasn't a backup plan. That was His plan.
But
yes.
But chapter 2 says God, when He created man, He gave him certain type of food. But today, people eating animals, and I'm not talking about those who eat porks and stuff, but those who follow Leviticus 11.
Right.
You know, they say Leviticus 11 came
Right.
forth after the flood, whatever. So was this God in original purpose for humans to eat animals in the beginning of all creation, or was
remember,
not?
This is crucial, Art. Chapter 3 of Genesis threw everything into confusion. And the lies and the distortions and the fall that we're going to read about created a mess. An absolute mess.
Here we go.
So what we see resulting from that is death, right? From the fall. In fact, the relational boundary in chapter 2 that God put was, you can eat of every tree in the garden. Even the tree that's in the midst of the garden. Which one was that? Tree of life. You can freely eat. What does it mean to freely eat?
Anytime.
Eat as much as you want, whenever you want. You can sit there with a snake belly, as my son calls it, and be so filled and just sit there with a snake belly. And you didn't have to do anything for that. Except for this tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And knowing God, that He is a planner and preparer, He saw what was coming. And that tree was not a test to see whether or not we would be loyal.
What it was.
That tree was not a test to see whether or not we would be loyal.
So why
That's
the
a
tree?
fallen view.
Okay, why the tree?
It's a fallen view.
Yep.
It was to preserve life. Because God saw ahead that there was an enemy coming. And an event was going to happen that was going to make it necessary that a faith event would happen later on. And that built a faith element into humanity. And I can't explain anything more than that right now because we'll have to see forward. That tree has always caused people indigestion, no pun intended, after they ate it. But, why did he put it there? Why did he even bring that tree into existence? It just is the mess that causes everything. If you know the God who is God, and you know that he's not only a planner, but he has prepared. Remember, Jesus Christ was slain from when? That means that plan comes out of who God is and how much he values his creation. And therefore, it wasn't a backup plan. We're going to take a break right here before we actually dive into chapter 3.